DNVR Buffs prime time. Coming to you from Studio A here at the DNVR bar.
Yes, sir.
And we are presented by Illegal Pete's.
Go.
And Dre, did you know that today, some people call it Thursday, but it's actually Twerk Day?
No
Yeah,
way.
because
No
Jake
way.
is twerking.
He is twerking.
He's probably wearing one of those like grass skirts, twerking out in Hawaii. You know,
I like to think
at a
that's how
luau.
he takes in the island.
Yeah,
Yes,
there's
absolutely.
probably like a pig roast going on.
Yep, absolutely, big time.
So Jake twerking up a storm.
Yep.
Alyssa twerking at opening day. Unreal. You know, so you guys should know today's
Twerkening day, as some have
exactly.
called it.
Opening day for the Rockies in Colorado is essentially a holiday. In fact, it's funny because we're obviously a sports company.
Yeah, it's tough.
And the people who also work in this building are a real estate company. This is an off day for the entire company.
Yep.
And I'm like, we're clearly doing this wrong. But then, you know, a lot of people here just decided they were going to take it upon themselves to twerk it up today.
Yep.
But not us. Not us here.
Twerk it while you work it.
I didn't even go to our opening day pregame party because I was uploading videos. I was working.
Yeah, you were
Drove
working,
to Boulder, back.
Not twerking.
Now we're here. So everyone else is twerking, but me, Dre, and Kale.
It's
and
true.
Mitch.
It's
and
true.
Merch.
We're in it. We're in it. I filled in for Broncos earlier in the day because Henry's apparently twerking it up in San Diego.
What?
That's what I'm told. It's just incredible. I'm supposed to be running things around here, and yet I'm running a company of twerkers. You know. So we're just trying to get back on track here.
Yep, we're gonna work.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
we had an awesome day today. Those who twerk were punished today because we got Travis Hunter up in Boulder. And it's something we've been waiting for really since the first media availability we've gotten. And it was, to me, everything we could have asked for and more. We also talked to Coach Bartoloni, who had some interesting things to say. If you watch the video on our YouTube channel, some lady in the ticket office also had some interesting things to say while he was talking.
My gosh.
We are fully aware that the Buffs need a new area to do their media availability.
I mean, I witnessed Ryan mention this to other media standing there.
Yep.
Are you starting to get into the comms people's ears as well?
Yeah, well, I was asking them if they could maybe get some WD-40 for the door that's right next to us, because that thing squeaks. So, anyways, maybe eventually we'll get that thing moved around. But let's talk about it because Coach Bartoloni had a banger of a quote that then parlayed into a banger of a quote from Travis Hunter. We have the quote here. Let's start with Coach Bartoloni.
Like I said, you know, he is a natural receiver. He played receiver in high school. You know, he's just a freak athlete, right? But, you know, I do think he enjoys the position. I think he enjoys running routes, making defenders look bad. I think that's something he takes a lot of pride in, which I like, and he likes scoring touchdowns, man. So we just need to keep him coming along.
Okay. So he takes a lot of pride in making people look bad. That was awesome. As soon as I heard that, I was like, that's a topic.
Yep.
But then I figured, well, let's ask Travis about this. So we asked Travis Hunter. I asked Travis Hunter himself, do you take pride in making people look bad? Coach Bartoloni said he thinks one of the reasons why you like wide receivers is because you enjoy making defenders look bad.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. I like to make people look bad.
Why?
It's funny to me. Just me wanting to go out and dominate. I want to dominate everything I do. So pretty much me going out and dominate them is just natural to me.
It's just funny to me. What an
just funny to me.
amazing quote.
And it's funny to me because I've watched so many of those videos of him at the basketball courts, and he clearly goes there with the intention of making people look bad. Crossing people up, dunking on their heads, hitting threes in their face. That is clearly a motivating fact. That's what gets him out of bed in the morning. Is he's like, I'm going to school somebody today.
He's such a funny kid, man.
He really is.
He's like just always smiling ear to ear. And I mean, his behind that smile is the kind of competitor and inner dog that I'm just the more I get into it, the more I realize how rare and special it is.
Yeah.
Like he's just got that to him.
Well, and it really,
He's
really
just a good, funny kid who loves to make people look bad on a sports court, you know?
And of course, that's now becoming like a national headline. I'm seeing a bunch of different college football places put it out. Of Travis Hunter says he likes playing wide receiver because he likes to make people look bad. Quote, "It's my favorite thing."
Yeah.
And then you have people commenting underneath it like, he's in for a real shock once he, has to go up to the Power 5 level. It's like, no, he's not. Nope, he's just simply not. He is absolutely the level of player that is going to make people look bad at this level. And we haven't obviously seen it against opposing Pac-12 teams yet, but he's routed a few folks in practice. We saw him do it in the
yesterday, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of like a little angle route.
Yeah, and it was the one like breakdown in the secondary where it was like, wait, how'd he end up wide open?
Yeah.
The rest of it was like, they're covering really well. I was really high on the secondary's performance from yesterday. But yeah, he did have that one where it's just like, oh, he disappeared.
Yeah. So he's going to make people look bad.
Yes.
He's going to moss guys.
Yeah.
Well, when we're going to show a little bit of video later in the show that has some clips from him in practice that I hadn't seen yet, that CU sent us today. That he certainly knows how to make people look bad, which is just, I find it so funny that that's something that gets him going. But that attitude and that confidence totally makes it make sense why he wanted to play for Coach Prime when he could have played at Georgia or Alabama or Florida State or wherever. Coach Prime saw himself in Travis. I think Travis saw himself in Coach Prime and was like, let's do this thing. And the two of them are a match made in heaven.
What's the fun of making someone look bad at a blue blood, Like, we're going 12-1, and
hey, we're going to go 12-1.
Absolutely, eventually. But, with all the it's not the same.
Yeah, for sure.
You get your money's worth here in Boulder.
And he's certainly gonna do it. It is so fun to talk to him, man. I don't know if he was. I'm just guessing based on the fact that it took us this long to get him, that he might not have been in love with the idea of doing a press conference. He's so good though. I hope that he learns to love it a little bit because he is. He has such a great personality. He's a natural.
A little Coach Prime personality,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Like a little bit. He does have that to him.
And he's unapologetically himself, and I think that's what's awesome. And you can hear things that Coach Prime has told him.
Yeah.
Echoing in his sentiments and his answers when he's answering questions. Got a couple more clips from Travis. Kale, let's play the next one.
What you're saying about, kind of getting up to speed on learning the techniques and such. Because you are a corner, is there any insights kind of going through your head about how to beat guys? Because you played on the other side?
That's easy for me. Me knowing how to beat guys, what type of leverage they're going to play when I come off the ball. So it's pretty much easy. That's why in practice you see me open a lot because I'm already know what type of coverage they're in and what type of technique they're about to use on me. So I just get open.
Jimmy got his number. Are you? I know you couldn't probably hear that one as well, but that's the one where he was talking about if him playing corner makes it easier for him to get himself open. And again, he's so casual in his confidence, but he's just like, oh, yeah, that's easy for me. I look at these guys. I know what leverage they're playing. I know exactly where to go. And earlier in the press conference, he kind of talked about learning the technique of wide receiver. Like, just running and getting open is easy.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
Now he's talking about learning like stepping on corners' toes and stuff like that to get himself open, like the intricacies and the little things. And again,
and that's going to then help him back at corner.
Exactly. And again, you go back to Coach Prime, who everyone knows, was an all-time great defensive player, or maybe the all-time great defensive player. But he also has an offensive mind on him. And he was an offensive coordinator for that team in high school. So I think he also can use that to teach Travis. And he's saying like, hey, this is what I hated when wide receivers did to me. This is something you can work on.
Right.
It's a beautiful, just combination of knowledge and skill.
Well, and you hear Coach talk about he's a freak athlete. He's a natural wide receiver. He's got natural hands. You know, you talked about him mossing people. And then you get into the mental stuff where a lot of this comes from him knowing the technique, him being a lockdown primetime cornerback, you know, and it all connects into one pretty incredible player.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and I just can't wait to see what it looks like on the field. I cannot wait to see how they use him, and we talked a little bit more about that with him. But one of the cool things about today, like I said, is less people came because it was opening day. You know, all the TV cameras are down at Coors Field, and I felt like, okay, well, I have a chance to ask Travis a couple more questions here. So what I did was I tried to clear up some things that we've just been speculating on so much. One of the things been a big speculation in the comments was his jersey number. So I asked him, what are you going for? Jimmy got his number. Are you going to stick with 12?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 12. I gotta earn it just like he earned his. So,
What's the reasoning behind 12 for you?
I had my best career season like in high school in that number, so I just wanted to stick with it. And I didn't want to follow nobody else in my family that stuck with their number.
I was originally going to ask, like, are you going to stick with 12 if you get that opportunity? But then I was like, who are we kidding here?
Yeah, right.
You're going to have whatever number you want other than 5, apparently.
What would be the switch? 21?
Shiloh's going to get 21.
Yeah, headache CEO.
I was saying 1, and that was something that we had maybe speculated on a little bit. Like, you know, Coach Prime said, how can you wear 1 if you're not the 1? Travis is absolutely the 1. So if he wanted 1, he could have it. I would love to see him in it.
Be incredible.
But 12 that's his thing.
12's his thing. A little too Tom Brady-esque for me, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, it's going to be Travis Hunter's number eventually.
Reverse
TH12.
21 is very cool.
Yeah.
That's a great number. Prime, you know, KG, Tim Duncan, those guys had it in hoops.
Yeah, and he rocks it.
Yeah.
And it's his thing now. But it is funny with Shador being the big Brady guy that he wears 2, not 12.
Yeah.
Travis wants 12, and, you know, he essentially just said, like, I wore it in high school, I balled out, that became my number.
Got to stick to your number. We're, I don't know, some people might say a little superstitious.
Oh, I'm extremely stitious.
I think we're just people with sound sports values, and you stick to certain things, you know? Something works for you, stick to it. Right?
I almost lost my mind last night when we had people nearly jinxing the Nuggets clinching the 1 seed.
That was such a stupid ending to regulation, too, in that Pelly's Grizz game.
It was like a concerted effort, though. Like, got people in the Slack jinxing it. We accidentally tweeted the graphic too soon.
I know.
Spencer is screenshotting his what would have been winning bet on the Nuggets to get the 1 seed with like 8 minutes left in the game. I'm like, what are you sickos doing?
Hold your darn horses, I say. My goodness, just stop.
Yeah.
I hope you can appreciate my Slack came in immediately when it was all tied up.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a big believer in jinxes. I have been my whole life.
So as a number, you stick to what works for you.
Stick to what works for you.
Gotta stick to what works for you.
All right, I think we have one more clip from Travis Hunter. Let's get to that.
Okay.
Oh, that's it? All right. So, yeah.
We've got one incoming, potentially?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I think that's all we have.
Okay, great.
From clipping the press conference.
That's great.
But funny thing, Dre,
Yeah.
is that Alyssa,
Uh-huh.
who happens to be twerking today,
Yeah.
normally working,
Yep.
normally has been sending me the reads.
Oh, it's so true.
So I don't have those off the top of my head. So I'll just keep talking about how dope Travis Hunter is while someone can help me out a little bit.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you wouldn't believe it. It's a Roman day, good sir.
Oh, wow.
It's a Roman day.
It's a Roman
today.
day. Well, I mean, heck, what more can you say about Roman? If you're trying to win a Heisman in the bedroom,
yeah,
you're probably gonna need to get Roman.
Yep.
You know,
one
Heisman's
of
all
these.
about consistency,
Stiff arms.
stamina,
Yeah, stamina for
and
sure.
a stiff arm.
They're so big on stamina, those guys.
They are.
They could play at altitude, no problem.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, that'd be their jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to turn your bedroom into the Roman Colosseum,
yes,
go to
yes,
row.co
yes.
/DNVR
Yes.
and go prepared into battle.
Right. They've got you covered. They have you covered. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, speaking of health, below the belt or above the belt, Athletic Greens can always help you health-wise.
Oh, a little
You're,
AG.
You're a big AG guy?
Big AG guy. If
Hale,
you
I know he's an AG guy.
You see the way that my skin is glowing today?
Yeah, it is.
Because I got
It
my
is.
AG in.
Man, look at our thumbnail. That's a beautiful screenshot from the video Ryan took of Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter has that
glowing.
AG glow to
He's
him.
glowing.
man.
He might have some.
He could be. He knows what's up.
He does. He might have some AG in his daily nutrition.
That might be part of the TH12 method.
It's great for your skin.
Yeah.
I've been
Mentals?
told it's great for your fingernails. Like just getting like a nice shine.
You got strong fingies these days?
Yeah.
Love
Strengthen
that.
those fingernails.
That would help with athletes.
And I always say just like start your day with a dub. Like when you wake up in the morning, you hit the kitchen, you throw 8 ounces of water in your Athletic Greens mixer. I always go 1 ice cube to chill it. Put your Athletic Green scoop in there, shake it
Hell
up,
yeah.
get all
Hell
those
yeah.
nutrients. You already
it.
feel like, man, I did something right today.
Yep.
I'm off to a
Exactly.
healthy start.
It is like you're stacking a really big, important dub right off the bat.
Exactly. And then, you know, some people, they want to make the bed every day. Boom, 2 dubs.
Double dub.
You already got 2 dubs.
Double dub. End the day with some Roman. Triple dub.
Yep.
You're in the winning.
So go to athleticgreens.com/DNVR. They'll hook you up with 5 free travel packs. So when you hit the road, if you're like Jake, you could still be working while you're twerking.
Right. I mean, it's all that twerking is exhausting. So I hope he has taken his travel pack AG with him.
All right. Let's move on here.
Great stuff.
So one thing that that Travis said when Destroying was in the building was, I want to win the Heisman Trophy. They were walking through, I believe it's called Legacy Hall
Yeah.
in the Champion Center.
Yep. If
And
you don't know, no one knows.
right there is Rashaan Salam's Heisman Trophy.
Yep.
Travis said, I got to get me one of these. So again, clearing up things that we've been speculating on. When I heard that, I thought, man, that means more offense. And we are certainly getting more offense from Travis Hunter this year. But I just asked him straight up. I said, all right, you said you want to win the Heisman. Does that mean you want to play more offense? And he said, no, it means I want to play more of everything. And I want to dominate every single play I'm on the field. And I just love
You
his...
think they might get him on some punt returns?
Maybe.
It's part of the Heisman script.
Yep. It is part of the Heisman script, especially for a defender. But again, he's going to play a lot of offense. And so I don't know what the balance is going to be. We've been trying to gather it as much as we can from coaches, and they're all playing it pretty close to the vest, which I think is the smart thing to do. But I wanted to talk today about, like, what does it look like for Travis Hunter to win a Heisman? Because a lot of times, if you think about it, for a wide receiver to win the Heisman, something crazy has to happen. Because if a wide receiver is winning the Heisman, it means that their quarterback is balling out.
Yeah.
And there's going to have to be a case for why that wide receiver should win it and not the quarterback. So right then and there, I'm already seeing the path for Travis Hunter to get himself into that conversation if he balls out at an insane level. Because, sure, Shador is probably going to be in that conversation too if Travis is in it.
Absolutely.
And he's scoring a bunch of touchdowns. And obviously, quarterbacks are almost always going to get so much credit. But the fact that, let's just say he scores, what's a realistic but aggressive number? 13 receiving touchdowns?
Yeah, that's right in the zone.
Okay. So let's say he does that. And then on the other side, he has like 4 or 5 picks.
Yeah.
2 pick sixes.
Yep.
And you want to throw in special teams? I'm like, let's just stick to 2 phases. But then, he does something crazy there.
Yeah.
You can start, like, especially with the uniqueness.
The duel,
Yes.
that really takes you into the fact that you're playing both sides does elevate you from being a regular wide receiver to being in that Heisman conversation.
Can't you hear Kirk Herbstreit being like, he is a candidate for the Bolitnikoff Award.
Right.
And
The Jim Thorpe.
the Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
Like, how could we not have this guy up here in the conversation? He's the best wide receiver in the Pac-12, and he's the best corner in the Pac-12. And,
Right.
they've won X amount of games. When I thought about that today,
Wow.
I thought,
Wow.
you got to have kind of a story when you're going to win the Heisman and you're not just the quarterback of the best team in the country. And dominating two sides of the ball
Yep. That'll do it.
would be a really, really great story in terms of a Heisman candidacy.
Yeah, especially under Coach Prime. And I do think you need Shador to have some other wide receivers ball out.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if Shador had won it already, like say Shador wins it next year,
Let's go.
then Travis's
The back-to-back
candidacy, becomes a lot easier.
Hey, it's what day is it? It's April 6th.
Yeah,
Anything can happen on April 6th.
anything could happen on April 6th. Yes, nothing's impossible.
Exactly. Man,
And I don't think he needs a number of interceptions. He just needs to be a lockdown cornerback who's playing a ton of snaps on defense.
yeah.
But then you get into like how many snaps can he plausibly play on both sides of the ball?
When it creates such a unique challenge for the
Yeah.
coaches to figure out what the Travis Hunter formula is. Now, what's crazy is it can change game to game.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're playing a team with
That's
a great
true.
offense and a weak defense, you're saying like, all right, Trav, we need you to play some serious offense or defense for us this week. Other way around, we need you to play some serious offense this week. And I love the thought. There he is, going up and just watch these clips.
I know.
Watch this one, the ball skills.
Oh my gosh.
This dude is so incredibly gifted and so talented that I think he can handle just about anything. I think he can handle pretty much as you want to put him out there, but you'd be crazy to ignore the fact that he was banged up at Jackson last year and it held him back. So you do have to be smart. There he is again with the ball skills.
Jeez, man.
It's just it's such an interesting challenge for the coaching staff, and I'm so excited to see how they approach it.
It's an amazing challenge, man. It's quite unique. It's kind of crazy that we haven't seen more guys like him.
I know.
And it's also like, once again, so much of this podcast for me is kind of pinching myself that like, wow, I can't believe this is happening for you, for us. And this is just more of it. Like, what did we do to get this unicorn who can be a superstar on both sides of the ball at the same time?
We were in the depths of hell for 20 years. That's what we did to
that's
deserve
for
it.
sure. That is for sure.
And Reggie brings it up in the comments. So he was asked, are you at 100% now today? And he said no, which is interesting to me. And I'm curious what that means. Why? What does that mean to him? Because, he was talking about how Coach Prime asked him to stop going to the rec to play basketball, but it's just something that he loves doing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you're not 100%, what are you doing, my guy? But I just feel like he's so energetic and so active that he has to get it, express his athleticism in certain ways to just stay sane.
Yeah, that really comes through.
But when you're practicing every day, he did say, like, I've toned it back now that we're in spring practice and I'm gearing up for the spring game. But again, we're seeing those highlights of him just doing crazy stuff on the field. And that's what, 90%? 95? What are we talking about here? Like,
Yeah.
How high is the ceiling?
I know, and I mean, he's still a young kid. Like he's gonna grow into his body. He's got this great strength and conditioning staff that's getting him ready. Like we're still just scraping scratching the surface here.
Yeah. And a lot of people in the comments on the video of him doing the presser today said, anyone who thought Travis was just messing around and not working out is crazy. Look how much muscle he's gained since he left Jackson State. And you're seeing that with all of these guys.
Yeah.
You're seeing Shador put up 245 in Miami. Not to say he wasn't doing that before. I honestly don't know. But, people are commenting on how he looks bigger. He looks stronger. Dylan Edwards already has gone from diminutive back to now he's obviously he's on the shorter side of things.
Right.
But, man, I was impressed with, his muscle mass when we saw him. So all of these guys are going to get bigger. They're going to get stronger. And hopefully, they all stay healthy and we get to see what Travis Hunter looks like at his peak.
Yeah.
Because I just don't know if people are ready for it.
It's a great point.
Everyone here in the comment section and you and I and Jake and whoever else that's really close to the program, we're starting to learn how special Travis Hunter is.
Yep.
To most people, though, I just think they're oh yeah, really, really big recruit. I'm sure he's great. I don't know if people are ready to see how great he is, or if I don't know if their expectations for him exist as much. The expectations from my view, especially coming from the outside, are on Coach Prime more than anyone, of course.
Yeah.
And then Shador.
Yep.
Travis Hunter is this fun, the fact that the former #1 recruit in the country is kind of flying under the radar. I think you guys probably think I'm crazy for saying that, but I'm just listening to what I hear through the Denver media. The people that show up and ask dumb questions are the same people who are saying Shador, Coach Prime, Shador, Coach Prime. I'm just not hearing a lot of Travis Hunter, and I think that he has a chance to burst onto the scene, not nationally, because I think nationally people know Travis Hunter, at least in the college football sphere.
Yeah. But even then, kind of under the radar because he's,
In terms of the local just grasp of this team, I think he might go out there against TCU and just go nuts and turn everyone's heads as, oh, this is, as much Travis Hunter as it is about everything.
First month, he could be an instant breakout party. Let me chart the course.
They're saying in the comments we got to get you a shot of scotch, clear your throat.
That'd be a good idea, actually. Let me chart the course for you. One more step.
Yeah.
Heisman winner from last year. He's returning to college football.
Caleb Williams.
He plays in the Buffs conference.
Sure does.
Showing out against him. Not many Heisman winners are all offense. It was cutesy when Ndamukong Suh was a finalist. And then, of course, you have Charles Woodson, who got a lot of that with returning and even making some moves at wide receiver. Rarely, though, have we seen a Heisman candidate be able to go against another Heisman candidate. Balling out against Caleb Williams could really help. And even if Caleb Williams was balled out again this year, it's really going to be hard for him to repeat. It's really going to be hard. It just never really happens.
And, he's losing some talent on offense now. It's USC, so they'll just reload.
Yeah, but the microscope's more intense, the second time around.
For sure. And I felt like that team was given a pass for not making the playoff last year, which I didn't think was justified. This year, they won't get that. Yep. You've got the returning Heisman winner. It's year 2, Lincoln Riley. There's no, oh, well, they had this, that, or the other thing go against them. You can't be losing to Utah if you want that recognition. And they lost to him twice.
I know. None of us can be losing to Utah anymore. It's got to end. Got to put a stop to it.
Utah is such a frustrating team because they're just so good.
They're good.
They're so well coached.
They're really good.
They recruit 3-star guys and turn them into NFL players.
They're really sound in the trenches.
They don't ever really have stars.
Yep.
Cam Rising is really good, but I wouldn't call him a star in college football. And for whatever reason, man, they just put it together and they hit you in the mouth. And the Buffs for a long time haven't been prepared for the physicality and the size and the strength of that team. But it happens to everyone in the Pac-12.
They're a problem.
They're a big problem.
And then you add the fact that outside of Colorado, every other team in the Pac-12 then has to travel to Utah. And that sucks.
Yeah.
These Cali schools, these Arizona schools, they're too soft to handle Utah.
Yeah.
In Utah. And we need to make Colorado like that.
Oh, yeah.
You need to get these softies in here feeling miserable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get Travo making them look bad, you know?
Yes. And I love this comment from DCB. It says it would be cool when Travis catches touchdowns from multiple Heisman candidates. Yeah, in the same game, he'll catch one from Shador and Caleb Williams.
See, we're building a case, guys.
We are.
We're building a good case.
I love this. And I just, he is a level of athlete that I just, we've had incredible players at Colorado. But I'm also a big believer that humans have evolved to a greater level of athleticism.
Yeah.
Probably since the last time the Buffs were good. And I just, in terms of just pure athleticism, you might be the most athletic player in history.
Pound for pound, greatest athlete to ever come through CU Boulder.
I mean, yeah, I think there's a case.
There's a case. It's possible.
I'm not saying he's going to be the best player. People that are new don't necessarily know that, Rashawn Salam ran for 2,000 yards and won the Heisman. There's amazing players that have come through here.
Yep.
But in terms of that athleticism, when I watch him play basketball, the ease at which a guy can just float up to the rim, and the handle that he has and the crossovers, and then you see that translate, and he's juking guys and he's going up and getting the ball, and we saw that tip drill. It's just it doesn't compute for me that level of athleticism. I think it's a notch above.
Pretty special. Also feels like a big week for Jake's. He's gonna play more wide receiver than cornerback. I think this discussion will almost be mute after a while because, like you said, kind of feels like it could be more of a matchup thing now. It's like, hey, we need you more at corner, we need you more at wide receiver, whatever works. But this isn't going away.
Yeah.
This is a two-way player.
Why does everyone always try to attach this jacket to a team? We got Jen's in the comments saying, repping Notre Dame today, or what's up with that jacket? Why can't I just wear I only wear black t-shirts and black jeans every day. I have to have something else to spice up an outfit once in a while.
It really stands out, though, when you wear it.
I know.
Because you don't wear anything with color ever.
The reason I wore this today is because green is slowly but surely creeping back into the Rockies palette. So
true.
I'm trying to further that narrative.
There you go. So it's an honorary Rockies jacket, even though we all know it's a Real Betis jacket.
Yeah. Celtic FC.
Yeah, exactly. Big Portland Timbers guy over here.
Can't I just wear a green jacket?
Just leave RK alone, man. Let him be. Let him vibe.
The original, I guess, team that I would have tied it to is the Eagles, because Allie's a big Eagles fan. So figured, when we go down to the Eagles bar on a Sunday, I could get an Eagles fit off.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Yesterday on the Pellies game, people were asking, do they say go Birds?
About
For
the
Pellies, yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. What I do know,
now people are coming to my defense. Thank you guys for saying you like the jacket.
Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Ryan, I'm about to unload 3 facts that you are unaware of yet, but are going to get you pretty hyped.
Okay.
Fact number 1, DNVR bar, UFC this weekend and all weekends to follow. So my sources tell me.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
You and I became big UFC guys in the pandemic when it was really the first sport that we could bet on stateside.
Indeed.
And I've been hooked ever since.
It's amazing.
Let
me tell you, you haven't lived if you don't have a over 4.5 rounds, and you don't have to sweat out a big title fight on UFC. So it's amazing.
That is awesome. I cannot wait to watch UFC at the bar on Saturday.
Yep.
I've got a packed day. So Masters watch party in the morning here.
Wow.
/ early afternoon. Then I have a tea time.
Woo!
First of the year.
Let's
Can't wait.
go.
It's supposed to be 78 and sunny.
Woo!
And then got to come back to the bar for UFC. Have a feeling I'm going to be pretty turnt.
Yep. This Saturday, you'll be twerking and the action-packed UFC 287 fight card right now at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official partner of the UFC. New customers can bet just $5 pre-fight money line to win $150 in bonus bets if their fighter wins. It's pretty dope. Download the app now and use that code DNVR. New customers can bet just $5 on a pre-fight money line and get $150 in bonus bets if their fighter wins this Saturday at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. In Ohio, I am so sorry this does not apply to you.
Tyler Brown said, I've been lasting over 4.5 rounds thanks to Roman.
Let's go, Tyler Brown. You get it. And illegal pizza, of course. Right?
Oh, illegal Pete's. Man, so I've been dieting.
Crazy. Looking great, though. You're glowing, bro.
Thank you. So I haven't been able to get my reverse nachos, but
those are off?
Yeah, you can't have chips.
Shit.
I know.
Also, you keto people, you're overdoing it on the cheese.
Too much cheese, you think?
Like, come on, guys. You can't just be reckless with your cheese consumption all of a sudden because you're in on keto.
I don't think I'm that reckless.
Can't be guzzling gallons of queso every day, okay, just because you're on keto.
I will say, last night I just made some fajitas, no tortillas. But I did sprinkle some cheese on there, but not an inordinate amount.
Good for you. Good for you.
Anyways, they
Some
also
people take
have a
advantage.
salad bowl over there that slaps. So I go with the salad bowl, throw the red and yellow peppers on there.
Hell yeah.
Some queso. And
I'm on to them.
and then they also have this like spicy vinaigrette that is just fantastic on the salad.
Spicy
Some chicken.
vinaigrette?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like worlds colliding.
I know.
Pete's. They got it down.
Pete's has it all.
Yep. Good for you, Illegal Pete's. Thank you.
All right, we got 127 likes. Let's get to 200 for sure.
That's like light, guys. Jake's gonna berate. Jake is gonna come into my office and give me the right now speech that Coach Prime gave.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna be like, you know how when your
Not
parents
tomorrow, not next
tomorrow.
week, not 5 seconds from
Yeah,
now, not
like,
10 seconds from now.
I need you guys to smash the like button right now.
I love it.
Right now.
I also love Coach Prime's mom is in town.
That was amazing. That's my favorite content on the internet is Coach Prime and his mom.
Dude,
Actually, is that his grandma? Bucky called her great grandma at some point.
Oh, he did.
I think he did. Chat, clear this up for me.
Chat's always got our back on these sort of facts.
She's thanking the Lord. Like, those stories were amazing. Oh, that was so good, man. That was elite content.
Yeah, it really was. And I just love the way she was giving it back to him. Like, that's how you know that whole family is hilarious. The way they just, chirp each other. And I love just going further back into the roots and being like, she's got it in her too.
Yep.
It actually kind of reminds me of our CEO, Brandon Spano's family. Like, they all just chirp. That's all they do is just talk shit to each other 24/7. It's hilarious.
Yeah, those guys be spitting
That is
over
his
there.
mom. Okay, I was right.
Okay.
I was right.
Okay.
I was trying to do the math on his grandma.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
his mom, legend.
That was amazing.
Jay Feely was in the building yesterday.
Yeah.
He walked right by us, and I was
Did
like,
he?
I recognize that guy. But he was so decked out in CU stuff that I thought he was just a CU person.
And Ryan just assumes he knows every CU person of importance.
Well, that's how I should have known that he wasn't one of them.
He got you. Jay got you.
But I was like, I recognize that person. He's decked out in CU gear, so I just assumed that I recognize him from CU things. No, that was Jay Feely. And notably, Coach Prime told him, your son was hitting it like you yesterday. He was absolutely booming it.
That's good to hear.
And Jace told us he hit it from 65. So, or he said it would have been good from 65. I don't know where he actually attempted it from.
That's why they have 3 kickers on the rock. It's just the getting is so good for a kicker in Colorado that it's just like come one, come all.
Well, it's funny because
have fun blasting bombs.
It's something that Colorado fans have been complaining about since Mason Crosby, arguably the best college kicker of all time, came through here.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, okay, so we should just get the best kicker in the country every year from here on out. And it just never happened. Now, I will say Cole Becker was pretty darn good.
There's been some really good ones.
He obviously got pushed out, transferred to Utah. Him and Lawson Lovering, I'm sure, twerking up a storm. And
that might be illegal over there. I can't confirm or deny.
That's true. But I'm starting to believe that it's Mata from 50 in Feely from or maybe even 45 in, and Feely from 45 out.
We got a long ball specialist, a kickoff specialist here.
Yep.
That'd be amazing. I remember once at Folsom watching ASU visiting, and Zane Gonzalez was just hitting bombs from the other side of the field. It was nuts.
It was
we maybe lost that in a real close one.
It was the Oregon State game that went to overtime where MLC had the sweet touchdown catch. You almost forget. I think they hit like a 60-yard field goal to force overtime.
It's a great advantage.
Yeah.
Great place to be.
Yep. So we should be getting the best kickers in the country.
Yeah.
I love Mata, and Feely might just have the boomstick.
Love that for us.
All right, let's get to some questions from our good friends here. Where should we start? Super chats first. Adrian Kinzer says, if a media deal doesn't get done, will CU be able to broker their own deal with networks like have all games on ESPN? Did y'all see Coach Prime talking to Jimmy Horn about how to return punts? I haven't seen that clip yet. But, I mean, Jimmy Horn is such a weapon that, again, it's just another way to get the ball in his hands. We were just talking about Travis. Same thing.
What was that on, Adrian? I missed that. I saw the well off.
We watched
video.
the well off. I was about to finish up the Reach the People, then I headed over here because I thought we were going at 3:15, but it was scheduled for 3:30 anyways.
Yep. Your schedule's been twerking as well.
They can't.
No, they need to leave a conference and be an independent to broker their own deal.
Yep.
Which is the appeal of being a Notre Dame, for example.
I think being independent is one of the softest things you can do.
Hey man, if you can swing it, and that's a more profitable solution for you, by all means.
I know, but
I'm not sure many can.
It's so competitively unbalanced. You get to pick your schedule every year, play whoever you want.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to win anything at the end of the season.
Yep.
Like, you should have to compete in a conference championship game to make the playoff, in my opinion. So, like, Notre Dame just getting in, they had a great season. It's like, it's such BS. Like, I know they do play some teams each year, but there's something different about having to play the same schools every year who are game planning for you, who maybe a school has your number. Like, Notre Dame could just be like, this team always beats us. Let's stop playing them.
Yeah, I suppose.
Hate it.
I mean, if you can swing it, it's great. But I really think they're one of one.
Went independent, I would be all about it.
Honestly, I don't care either way at this point. It might be a better solution. I just need like 50 plus from a TV network every year, and then we're talking,
I did see that video dropped. It was Neely dropped a video recently of Jimmy Horn. It's like a Jimmy Horn feature. And I did not get a chance to watch that yet. I'm adding that to the list first thing tonight.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'll be fun to check out.
All right, next one. From EJ.
Thanks, EJ.
RK, remember we had this conversation about Travis and receiving. I told you and Jake Travis was getting those reps so he can maximize his options when he plays receiver. His main position is CB. Totally. And I think there's so many different things. DCB said it in the comments earlier. He said if they're losing, he's at wide receiver. If they're winning, he's at corner.
Right.
That could work too.
That easy. And I mean, the other thing that stands out to me is they clearly have so much confidence in his skills as a corner that they don't care that he's spending weeks at a time playing just wide receiver.
And it makes me think, and it's never going to be this simple all the time, but it makes me think they're going to play a lot of press man. There's no playbook for press man. You just go out there and you press up on your guy and you beat him. You don't need to practice that if you're Travis Hunter.
This is why they've recruited this way, too.
Yeah. Outside in.
Yeah.
Cormani, I mean, what if Cormani comes in and he's just that guy as well?
Yeah, no, I mean, another type of that guy. I think that's coming.
Yeah.
I think that's happening.
Yeah.
Just needs to happen right now.
Check this out. So I have to ask our Madden chat what year we're in, but we just dropped our draft class. Travis Hunter, number 2 prospect in the class.
Phenomenal.
Love to see it. And Cormani's also in this class, which is interesting considering the gap in their years. But Travis is only a sophomore. So I guess if Travis played his senior year and Cormani went out after his junior year.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's pretty cool. I got hyped when I saw him on there right behind Arch Manning.
Yeah, you guys love telling me about your prospects in the Madden League. Yep.
All right, what do we got next? Big Teasy with a super chat. Oh, a big super chat. Thanks, Big Teasy.
Big Teasy.
What chance do you see P Star earning the number 1? That's my pick. Who are we talking about? Am I dumb?
What?
I don't know.
Big Teasy.
Big Teasy, fill me in. I'm probably going to be kicking myself when I realize who you're talking about. But anyways, we'll circle back to that when the comments tells us what's up. Let's go to the next question.
Oh, man. We're going to really hate ourselves once we get the answer to that.
RK, why haven't we heard anyone mention Miles Slusher? Is he practicing? Would expect him to be a starter. He is practicing. And
that's good.
He's in a really crowded room.
Really crowded. I highlighted walk-on safeties yesterday who are playing well against the ones.
Oh. Porn star.
Oh, damn. Damn it. Okay.
I was thinking like Patrick Star. P Star.
Crowded room, Marquise. And Marquise, remember, right now we don't have numbers. It's hard to see who's standing out.
It is true. I will say Cam Silman-Craig is hard to miss, and he's always making plays. He had the touchdown saving tackle on Hank the other day.
Yep.
And I mean, again,
Beasley Harris got highlighted as well. Like, it's not like we're not paying attention to the secondary.
Right. Trevor Woods, he's made plays when we've seen him in there. And Shiloh waiting in the wings.
Headache CEO.
Yep. How many more transfer portal guys are in play from Hook? I would say Coach Prime telling Neely, we haven't even gotten started in the portal yet. Let's just wait for the summer. It's like has me thrown for a loop. I mean, there are already 10 guys over on scholarships.
That's
so
the
if they
thing.
got 10 guys
clear?
Now there is this like weird loophole you can use to, I believe, clear 10 spots, which is essentially like you don't pull guys scholarships, but under a new coaching staff, they have the ability to like take them off the team, but keep them on an academic scholarship. So that might be an option if guys don't want to transfer. You'd hate to see that, to be honest. But I mean, even then, if you were going to, like, I wanted to say maybe they can add 10 more guys. That sounds crazy to me. Maybe 20 over at that point. Obviously, some guys are going to go out. But I don't know. I mean, I originally said I thought they could turn over, I think, 30 players on the roster. We've blown past that. So I don't want to put any limits on what they can pull off there. I think they're going to, I don't know. I think they're going to get a couple more. But
you're having to recalibrate. We all are.
Let's just say this. We don't have the luxury of turning away good players who want to come to Colorado. So we're going to have to figure it out. And then you've got Coach Prime saying he wants to give Charlie a scholarship. So, like, there's another one, you know?
Right.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on. All I know is Coach Prime does not lie, Ryan. When he says something, that thing will happen.
Exactly. And he said, we haven't even gotten started in the portal.
So that's what I would stick with. Yeah. Yeah.
Next one from Angela. RK and Andre, during Coach Prime's Now sermon, he said 36 recruits would be at the spring game, and he will own the spring portal. How many are getting the axe? Same question.
He
I don't
put
know.
everyone on notice before that practice we were at.
Yeah, what was the line? Like, things are going to change after practice today?
Right now, Ryan.
Yeah.
Right now was the
Right.
line. Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I really don't know, man.
Is there a chance
really
that like
don't know.
20 guys are just gone by after the spring game?
Could be. At this point, he keeps things so competitive. He doesn't play favorites. Some guys who just came in could be leaving. Like, I know nothing.
That's actually, I hadn't considered that, but it's certainly a possibility. I mean, guys are going to be all over the country. Guys are going to be hitting the portal. It's going to be a whole new free for all in May.
Yep.
And there's no way of knowing.
That's the thing that stood out about his sermon to me too, Angela, was he told even the guys who he brought in have gotten comfortable already. He's putting everyone on notice.
And that is, again, you know, I said yesterday, complacency is one of the most dangerous things in this life.
You said that?
Yeah.
You just spitting Coach Prime lines now?
Is
that an RK line?
I think that was me.
Man, I'm starting to...
But, you know, you spend enough time in the Coach Prime
I know,
atmosphere,
I
you start
know.
to absorb things.
Yeah.
And I think that's certainly something that could have happened. These guys came in and they're like, oh, I'm whoever it may be, whether it's a new transfer or whoever said like, oh yeah, I'm part of the Louis luggage. I'm safe.
Right.
Can't have that. Nobody's safe.
Not at all. In fact, a lot of those guys I was seeing getting reps yesterday are returning dudes, are guys who were already here.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Dylan with a really good question here. He says, I really want to know, are y'all going to be happy if this team wins 4 or 5 games? Happy, I think, would be a mischaracterization of how I would feel. I think 5 wins would leave me content. I would say, okay. They increased their win total by 500%.
Yeah.
And it's very clear this thing is going in the right direction. But we were hoping for more, right? I think that's fair to say.
Sure.
4, I feel, would be underachieving for the talent on this roster.
That feels about right. And of course, it's impossible to say without knowing the context, without knowing how this season went, without what a recruiting, transfer portal, excitement, or losses have occurred in the last, 6 months while this season ensued. It's hard to say. But yeah, it feels like 5 wins is the Mendoza line of feeling like, okay, we're moving in the right direction. This is about where you could plausibly, realistically set the bar. We reached that bar. Going to be very excited to see what the team can bring next year.
I can promise you this. 6 wins, I will be very happy. But there's a huge gap between 5 and 6 in college football.
Yeah.
5, you're out. 6, you're in.
Well, and that's why the context matters. Like, 4 wins might be okay if it's like, well, they upset a top 25 team. 3 losses kind of came on a fluke. Maybe they didn't have a key starter, and
Yeah, there's always context. It's hard to predict.
like,
things.
oh, we lost that one at USC on a Hail Mary.
Oh God, don't even put that in the air.
We're never gonna.
My
win
heart
that
just skipped a beat when you
Stupid
said
place. God, I hate it so much.
All right, what do we got next?
Please smash the like button, guys.
Charles Kelly, my question: are Bucky, Darius, and Neely on the CU payroll? I'm curious because they seem to have office space in there. Also, the gifts that are mailed to them at a university address. I don't think I feel comfortable speaking on who's paying who because I don't know 100%. So I don't know.
There you go.
You have to ask those guys.
Yeah, that's right. Pop into those comments.
Travis says, RK, did you ask Travis Hunter about fishing? Smallmouth bass will be hitting good in a few weeks. So I did. He said in his first answer just about how things are going in spring, he said, I've gotten used to the cold. I just want to go fishing. And so then I followed up with him the last question, kind of as things are wrapping up. I just said, well, do you have your list of spots you're going to hit when it gets warm? And he said, no, but I'm working on it. And the reason I asked him that is because if he doesn't have the list,
You got a list.
I'll get the list.
You a big fishing guy?
I love fishing.
Is that right?
I really do.
I could see that being your vibe.
It is a vibe.
You're an old soul in some ways, and fishing
Listen,
hits with that.
it shares a lot of similarities with golf.
Yep.
The goal of fishing is to get outside, hang out with your friends, maybe
Right.
listen to some music,
Right.
have a couple cold pops, and talk.
Right. It's the way I enjoyed hanging out at public parks as a youth.
With brown bags.
Sure, exactly. Get into
No,
God knows what
I
shenanigans.
love fishing because there is still like a competition, a competitiveness to it, right? You're trying to catch the biggest fish of the day or whatever it may be. I actually really like fly fishing, which I feel like Travis Hunter needs to try because it's a lot more. It's more active version of fishing that you feel like you have. At least for me, I feel like I'm doing more.
Yeah.
When I catch one, I'm like, that was a skill-based catch.
Man, I kind of feel like you got a talent.
Well,
I
yeah.
also kind of feel like hearing you guys in that presser, you guys were kind of vibing. Like I feel like you get each other.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I just hope to vibe with everyone.
I just remember you in the creek with the DC for the Buffs. Who, damn it, I love him.
Jim Levitt.
Jim Levitt. Why I can never remember Jim Levitt's goddamn name.
He was electric.
Those are good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
No, I think I would love to show Travis some fly fishing, or just get out on the lake, which again, a great way to spend a day.
There you go.
All right. Next one. Question of the day. How many people do y'all think will have a number on Monday? If so, who? Bias aside. So great insight on this today from Coach Bartoloni. I asked him, how did that work with Jimmy getting his number? He said, Coach Prime comes to us the end of the week or the beginning of the week and says, has anyone earned their number? And I said, Jimmy. So it's kind of and Coach Prime mentioned this before, it's going to be up to each player's position coaches. And I'm sure if he sees someone, on his own, he would do that as well. But what Bartoloni said is he earned my trust. That's what it means. I trust him. I trust him to work every day. I trust him to catch the ball. And then he said the challenge for Jimmy is going to be holding on to it. And he essentially said, like, he wasn't as sharp as I would have loved to have him today. So, these guys are constantly going to be under pressure to uphold that standard and keep their numbers. But I have a feeling the goal will be, like, internally, I would think they would hope that guys were earning their numbers before the spring game. So the trickle is going to continue this week, and I wouldn't be surprised if by next week we've got over 10 guys with their numbers.
Over 10.
Yep.
What a blessing that would be. Straight from the twerking gods that Jake's trying to summon right now in Hawaii for his return. Gosh, I don't know. After catching up on what was happening behind the scenes, the kind of motivation that was being given to the team, I'd go lower. I think it's going to be closer to, let's say someone earned it just about every day this week. Let's go 5.
5 more. Okay. There could have been more today. We just don't know. We'll have to wait for off and reach the people to drop later.
Right. So true.
All right. What do we got next? From MLN, which position players should current Buffs squad members be the most worried about? What does that mean? I'm calling wide receiver too many talents. Weaver, Onavu, Wasim, Harge, Cumming that are going to make it musical chairs. Oh, okay. So of the positions that haven't all gotten here yet, especially with incoming freshmen or potentially incoming transfers, who should be the most worried? Wide receiver is a good one. There's talent at wide receiver already, and there's only going to be more. He didn't even mention Adam Hopkins in there. I mean, there's going to be so many guys fighting, and especially in that freshman class, those guys didn't come here to sit.
It's a lot of talent, but I do think the answer is corner. Travis hasn't even played on that side yet. Cormani's coming. God knows what could,
Hold on. We got to stop the presses real quick. The Rockies just won a 1-0 game at Coors Field.
What
Anyways.
a time to be alive. The game started about 2 hours ago, Ryan. This is beautiful. I love new school baseball. And if I were a handicapper, I've dabbled, and I were to say most likely position to be added to in the transfer portal, just knowing the kind of pull that Coach Prime Sanders has on the cornerbacks around the world, I would say corner. So to me, it's corner, even though I think a great point was also made about wide receiver there.
And as Nicholas brings up, it's I Swear TV brings up safety.
Crowded room.
Add Shiloh to the mix, and that
Hella
alone
crowded.
makes things difficult. Running back,
Yeah, running back and back to the now that we know what TBZ?
Tavion Beasley.
No, the commenter said he asked if his Charlie was going to be the number one. That's his hot take prediction.
That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy. I liked what I saw from Hank. I think Hank might be a very reliable number one.
I think he meant like number one jersey.
Oh, that'd be dope. Would not be surprised if they added to running back.
Cavassier Smoke coming in.
We haven't seen him yet. That's true. I need to hold my horses.
There's a lot.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have one more? Yeah. Okay. One more question from Big LT. What linebacker is showing leadership or performing the best? Levante Bentley is, I think.
He stands out.
Yeah.
He stands out. Jeremiah Brown flashes a decent amount.
Yeah, and I'm thinking more of JB as an edge guy. But it would be him in terms of, if we're just calling him an outside linebacker and grouping in all the linebackers.
Right. Yeah.
I would say Jeremiah Brown.
Right, we're such ball knowers, such football guys. We see linebacker, we automatically think off ball.
Off ball, that's what I do.
It's assumed.
But Jeremiah Brown, man, another one that I just think, I don't know if people are ready for.
He's got like at Disney World, people can get the fast pass to the lines. That's like what Jeremiah Brown has to get in the back. He's just in the backfield constantly.
Dang, I know Coach Prime gives out the nicknames around here, but Fast Pass is a pretty sick nickname.
That's a good one. You guys get that one for free.
But yeah, I think that there's a hope for me at least that Demoy Kennedy comes in, is healthy, and just becomes the star at that position. Off ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really excited for that. There we go. 200.
200 likes.
Almost left us short at 199 there.
Appreciate you guys. Truly, like when not that it was really optional in my mind, but like I'm like, I got to go to Boulder. I got to get up there for the squad.
Twerking's not
I
optional.
got to come back for the pod for the squad.
Yep, absolutely.
Like there's no let's go to opening day and skip the podcast. No.
Not an option for this guy.
Not an option. But we do. It looks like we have a rapid show coming up next.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's
up the
go.
Pids. Up the Pids.
With a special guest.
Yes.
So we're going to wrap up here. Appreciate, again, all of you guys for tuning in, hitting us with the like. We will be back tomorrow. We'll talk to you then.